Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So this is test and review day for the Decoraport cross rim wrench, and so we're going to give her a go. Now this is a metric kit, so you may get a little bit of play on the sockets to your nuts depending on whether you got metric nuts or standard nuts. I actually have a standard nut on mine, but this is metric, so what you want to do is size it up first. And there's a little bit of play, which isn't bad. That's still actually going to grip really good. So we'll give her a go. But what you want to do is you want to pull this latch down, feed the arm in, and you start out like a normal cross wrench. Now my wheel nuts are torqued to 100 pounds, and all small passenger cars and a lot of the light duty trucks are always set to 100 pounds maximum torque on steel rims, and about 95 usually on your aluminum rims, and 65 to 75 on steel, and sometimes aluminum too on a lot of light duty trailers. So anyways, so if you get a breakdown, you're going to have this in your car. Obviously you got to change your tire. This is how you got to set things up, and the idea is to get some good leverage and a bit of muscle power here and see if you can crack the nut. And that's going to be a hard one to crack. So this allows you to extend the arm out on either side. Okay, so we're going to extend it this way first and drop it down about here, and then hold down here and hold this nice and steady and just reef upward. So it's counterclockwise to loosen, clockwise to tighten. There we go. We broke the nut free. So now at this point we can put it back to this position, finish removing our nut, go from there. Okay? Tighten it back up. Now a lot of people aren't going to carry a torque wrench with them. I'm very picky on the whole torquing thing, but most of us don't carry torque wrenches in their cars. Even I don't. So you want to get this nut as tight as you can by hand. All your nuts actually as tight as you can by hand. Now that's about as far as I'm going to go with the cross. So now I'm going to pull it back this way. And that's good and tight. Okay. Now I do have my torque wrench with me, so I want to check and see how much torque I actually got on there, if I'm even near the 100 pounds yet. I've already set my torque wrench for 100. Now this is the socket I usually use, which is actually a 13/16, because it fits my nuts properly. And I easily got that to 100 pounds, probably a little more. So let's see how tight I actually did get it. So I'm going to set it at 120, and we'll see if I went over by that much. I'm actually over 120 pounds of force. So that's actually too tight. So I'm going to need to back that off. This is a perfect fitting socket, so it is a little snug. It also hasn't broken in yet either. So let's go back to 100 pounds here. Now because I'm using a long extension bar, I also add 5 pounds for plus or minus error. Okay. So now I got to loosen this nut back off. Okay, and back on we go again. That's 100 pounds. That's where it should be. Okay, and never use a torque wrench to loosen your nuts. I did that just to break the socket free a bit, but that's fine. But don't ever use the torque wrench to break your nuts. because that's very bad for torque wrench. So, whether you have metric or standard nuts, this is going to work. It does have a bit of play, but even your regular tire irons and cross wrenches that you normally get will have a little bit of play, which personally and honestly I don't like it, but you know, it does work, and we're talking emergency use, and it didn't do any damage to the nut, so that's actually a good thing. Now the sizes that come with this kit, you're going to have, it's double-ended sockets, so you're going to have 17, 19, okay, so 17, bigger is 19, and then you've got 21 here, and then the big one here is going to be 23 millimeters. So this will do a large variety of vehicles, okay? And like I said, if you can't undo it with the cross, pull the button back, and then just lift up, and you'll be able to break it free, because that's lots of leverage. So pretty much anybody, even women, should have no problem getting into this position to even start with for most females, you know, and break it free, you know, because, you know, women generally aren't physically as strong as men are, so they're going to need that extra edge, but there are some pretty darn strong women out there, trust me. So I'm not knocking women in any way. Yeah, I'd say it's a really good kit. It's strong built. You know, I've no issues with that. You know, you saw it for yourself. I was definitely over 120 pounds of pressure myself just doing it by hand, so, you know, which is really not good for your rims. You know, especially steel rims, because it can actually put a twist or a bend in your rim if you do that. Aluminum rims, you can gull them and you can misshape them too. So you want to make sure your nuts are really snug, but you don't want to like over reef when you tighten. But yeah, definitely a worthwhile kit picking up. The link to this will be in the description of the video, so if you want to buy this kit, I actually like this. I have a standard cross wrench I carry in my car, and a couple weekends ago we were at church, and somebody had a flat tire, and even the one that came with the car stock, which is just those cheap ones, wasn't working out. One of our other members went back, got some tools with an extension, you know, breaker style bar. We were able to get the rim off, but even my cross wrench, you know, it's about the same length as this, right? And even I couldn't break it free. None of us could. So somebody actually put the nuts on really tight. You know, this does work. It allows you that extra leverage that you're going to get. That's a lot more leverage than even those stock ones have that come with your car, you know, little flippy ones. You use the same thing to jack the car up with. You know, this is going to be a lot better. You know, so for a small investment, and these are not very expensive at all at Decoraport, so definitely well worth the money in my opinion. So definitely check them out, pick one up, throw it in your car, leave it there. I would suggest too, not that you have to have something this mongo in size, but I would definitely recommend getting even a cheaper torque wrench that's a bit smaller that can still do at least 100 foot-pounds or a little bit better. Get a torque wrench too and leave that in your vehicle to properly torque your nuts. But if you don't want to do that and you're just doing it to get to the garage, like I said, don't over tighten the nuts. Get her to the garage, pull off the spare, get your regular tire fixed, and get them to properly set your wheel nuts for you, and you're back in business. So thanks for watching, guys, and catch you on the next video.